just tuned in to Sweet Bit Radio.
You like that, huh?
What is up, everyone, and welcome to the return of Sweet Bit Radio. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sweet Bit, what happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. Vacation and laziness happened. Went to Charleston, South Carolina, and had a very rocking vacation. Blasted a lot of David Lee Roth, a lot of Steve Perry, and obviously a lot of Kiss. Wore, I think, a Kiss shirt every day. Kind of filmed it in the process of editing that video and seeing if I can even make a video out of it, because it was going to be like my Kiss vacation, or my vacation with Kiss, whatever that old article is. I can't even remember it now. I remember it from the Kiss Nation magazine, and I thought that would be kind of a cool idea for a video, since it would probably take some time, and I've just honestly not had time to do it. I came back from vacation and then just hopped into work, and it's just work, and no play. I haven't actually bought that much Kiss stuff lately either. I think the latest thing that I bought was the Kiss poster put on, the Alive 2, or the Live 2 as it's called. I got it. Now I just need the Love Gun one to have those three, so I've been keeping my eye out for the Love Gun one. Anyway, today's topic is just one that I just wanted to throw out there, and that's mainly due to the Facebook group that we recently started. So if you haven't joined it and you're listening to this, especially this part right now, you have to get on Facebook. You have to join the group and just be a part of it. I mean, that's all I wanted. I've seen a ton of Kiss like Facebook groups, and there's awesome ones out there. There's some really great ones, but I just always notice that like it's just people like, oh, here's my old 70s stuff, or they're just take a picture of their collection, and that's it. And that's great. I love seeing people's collections. I'm very envious of a lot of them. But what I like, and what I kind of like to do on the YouTube channel too, is just like, you know, share an item and then talk about it. Talk about how you got it. Talk about why you wanted it. Talk about what it means to you. How it makes you feel. Just stuff like that. I mean, I'm really into that side of the stuff as far as collecting and stuff. And that's what the Facebook group is aimed at. So the Facebook will be linked in the video description, but I'll go ahead and tell you right now, it is called Kiss Collections, and that's with a K. I know, original. But on the spot, you know, just trying to make a Facebook to kind of go along with the Instagram and the podcast and stuff, and I just didn't want to call it Sweet Bit Radio, because Sweet Bit Radio obviously is heavily focused on Kiss, but even through the Instagram and some YouTube videos, you can tell that it's kind of just a general music thing. But yeah, just go out and join it. Link will be in the description, and share some stuff, share some stories about things. And today's topic that I wanted to talk about, and it's one that I've wanted to hold off on, but I just wanted to do it this week. This is my KISStory. Well, obviously with the group Kiss, and I just wanted to talk about it. But before we get into that, you know that I have to mention our not sponsor of the podcast, and that is Gene Simmons Moneybag Soda. And you know I've got some of that sweet good sitting right beside me, and I'm, you know, balls deep in a bottle right now, we'll just say that. So go out and drink it, man. I've tried to support that as much as possible, because It's definitely a product I enjoy. Is it the greatest soda? No. But the fact that Gene Simmons has his own soda, especially in 2020, I know that's not when it originally came out, but it's just amazing to me, and it never ceases to capture my imagination. So go out and get some. All right, let's jump into it. So, my history with the band is it seems to be different than most people's, especially the people that I've listened to or read in all the groups through the past, I guess, 3 years that I've been heavily involved in like the collecting community and all of the Facebook groups and all of that stuff. I mean, I've been a Kiss fan since 2006, 2007, but I guess just diving deeper into it or whatever this past little bit, and I always enjoy reading people's history with the band. Just a little quick shout out, it's all for you, Demon. I love his videos, just all of these stories that he does about objects and stuff, and his history with the band. I just love stuff like that. So obviously, I'm sure if you're listening to this podcast, you probably know who he is because he's well more known than me. But go check out his videos if you haven't. He makes some really cool, quirky, fun videos. But anyway, so whenever I posted, I believe it was on the Kiss Reddit maybe or something, I posted my history with the band, and people said it was super interesting. And I just I know I touched on it in the watch along I did of my first Kiss concert, but I feel like that was more focused on that time period of Kiss. So to just jump into it, I fell in love with the band. I want to say it was like October or November of 2006, and just a sidestep before that. My best friend, still my best friend, he is basically my brother. He loved Kiss when we were growing up, and it's so weird because I look back at it now, because I remember plain as day his parents used to drive me to school, and while my sister rode the bus, and my best friend his dad was a Kiss nut, like all of us are, but they had a copy of Psycho Circus on cassette, and I just remember they would play it sometimes, and I didn't like it because it wasn't Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, Shania Twain, or Clay Walker, because growing up, that's just what I lean towards, because I mean, as corny as it sounds, they were like superheroes for a young kid in the millennium era. But this isn't a topic about that. So and whenever I would go over to his house, I would always see he had the Ace Frehley Psycho Circus figure. He actually had the Arrow one, so he had the one with the flying V, and it always sit up on his shelf, and no matter all of the different stuff his room would be covered in, he always had that Ace Frehley figure on his shelf, and I just remember that. And he also had a Gene Simmons Psycho Circus car, and he had one of the old cards as well, and he just always had those on his shelf. And whenever we were little, he never like really talked about Kiss. Like, we were always focused on like Pokemon or Digimon and stuff like that. And then me and him, I guess, just kind of went our own ways for a little bit. I mean, we were still neighbors and we were still close, but it's just at that weird phase to where like you're young enough to where you have like different styles of friends, and you kind of hang out with them, and you just kind of see your good friend, neighbor, well, I call him my brother, but just in passing and stuff. It's very weird. But in 2006, we had cable. It was like the on and off times of when we would have cable work, and I just remember one evening they just played Detroit Rock City, and I I don't know what convinced me to watch it. There was nothing that like pulled me in instantly. I just remember I was just like, all right, I'm gonna watch this, and I didn't get to watch like the whole movie, but I got to watch enough of it to where like they would rerun it like later in the weekend, and I caught it. And I just caught like the opening credits with all of the Kiss stuff, and I was like, God, that's so freaking amazing. And like, I loved the logo, and I loved the images and stuff like that. And that was before like I really heard the music. You know, I knew Rock and Roll All Night, and you know, through the movie they play a few, and like whenever I'd hear them, and I'd ask my mom, she would tell me that was Kiss, or she thought that was Kiss, and I was like, okay, that's good. And so I just watched that movie a ton that winter. It seemed like they played it a lot. And I just became obsessed. Like, I loved the soundtrack. Not just the Kiss songs, but I loved, like, Surrender and Fox on the Run. So that soundtrack really pushed me to look into their music and stuff, too. So, during this time, me and my best friend, like, reconnected and stuff, and I remember he had this Kiss guitar tab book, and because I just started learning how to play guitar, and I was barely reading tabs, and I just remember like just staring at that, and I don't know why, I just remember those pack of strings. There was a music store, and this was like 2007 at this point. This is like early 2007 that was still selling those Ace Frehley strings from like Psycho Circus era. It still had plenty in stock. So that was like one of my first pieces of Kiss merchandise, was a pack of those strings. And I just remember like staring at the pictures in the in that Easy Guitar tab book. And I believe it was a Hal Leonard one. I'm not sure, but that's a total side note. And then, you know, me and my friend that summer, we just like super connected again. And we've been tight ever since then. But I just remember like his dad owned the box set. And my friend had a copy, like burnt copies of the box set. So he gave them to me, and that was just like the greatest thing ever that summer, was just having those burnt copies of the box set CDs, and like just listening to him and telling me stories about how he knew the songs and stuff. And I remember we used to go to his aunt's house, and like we would just sit and swing, because I guess I was like 8th grade at this time, going into 9th grade and 10th grade, and his grandma, or his aunt, at his aunt's house, they had swings. I just remember like he would take his boombox, and we would just like sit outside and swing and like listen to Kiss and stuff. And like I remember the first time I heard Heaven's on Fire, I was like, oh my gosh, they're talking about heaven being on fire, this is crazy. Didn't know he was talking about his dick, but until I watched the music video. And there was just something about that, I mean, that time period that just like got me hooked and addicted. I just remember through high school, always obsessed with Kiss. I was drawing the makeup on my notebooks all the time and stuff, and just aggravating people. I had that logo on everything where I had drew it. And during this time, you know, I just kept playing guitar and stuff too, and that just kept me like always involved with Kiss music, because Kiss music is like easy to play on guitar, and that's not a knock. I mean, it's just, that's how like rock should be, you know, just fun, easy music to play, and they just do it so perfect, I think, even to this day. So when I was a junior in high school, and I know I talked about this in the video, not Psycho Circus, Sonic Boom was, there was rumblings, I remember, on the rumors and stuff around the time that Kiss was coming out with a new album, and me and my friend were like so excited. I remember we kept like listening or looking for leaks to happen and stuff. And I just remember like the day that like they released the official title and the artwork, and I can't remember if they released Modern Day Delilah that same day. I'm not 100% sure. I remember my friend, he would drive me to school. I just remember like plain as day, he had this little scrap piece of notebook paper, and he tried his best to draw out the Sonic Boom like logo or the album artwork, and he had the song title or the album title as well. And I just remember that plain as day. And the reason why he did that is because I didn't have internet, so I couldn't look it up. And he would always come like super early in the morning, so we could like go get breakfast and just listen to music, and we just hang out before school. And I just remember him doing that. And then either that day or like whenever Modern Day Delilah came out, I remember like he waited for me before he listened to it, and we went to one of our friend teachers classrooms, and we like got on his laptop, and I just remember us watching that music video in his classroom and stuff, and just being fascinated that there was a new Kiss video and stuff like that. So that's why Sonic Boom, and then obviously like the Kiss Corners came out around that time, so that was, and I know I'm gonna point back to that video a ton, but that's like I said in that first concert watch along, is just like that was the most magical like Kiss experience I think that we ever got to experience. I mean, besides the concert, I'm just talking about like going into a store and then just having that feeling of like Kiss is this larger than life brand, how we all view them, and I mean they are larger than life, but I mean just like taking over a Walmart and stuff. I remember like there was just the M&Ms in the front, there was like the t-shirts, there was the whole electronic section was like just Kiss stuff, and it was so amazing, it was so cool. And I remember like it kind of bled out through next year, and like that year, which was my senior year, they had like a ton of Kiss like merchandise and stuff, like school supply related. So I was like stacked up my senior year with like Kiss school supplies, and Def Leppard. I remember me and my friend, like, he found the Def Leppard stuff, and it was just crazy because obviously that's my second favorite band. But so after that, I mean, then the concert just pushed everything over the edge. I mean, seeing them live, and even like going back on the watching the concert for the first time since then, like, you know, it was amazing. It was magical. Obviously, now hindsight, I've seen End of the Road 4 times, and that's just blown that Alive 35 Sonic Boom tour out of the water. But, you know, it's still awesome. I still love it. I still love that time period. That concert was amazing. Just being able to remember that much stuff vividly and stuff. It's just an experience. And so whenever I got to senior year, my best friend, who was like my Kiss buddy, brother, whatever you want to call him, he went to college, so there was definitely like distance between us. And I just remember like I was still obsessed, but I started like towards the middle of senior year, like I just didn't hardly listen to him. It was so weird. Like it seemed like there was just this one switch that just hit, and I quit listening to him. Just became like obsessed with like Def Leppard's back catalog and Poison's back catalog, and even some like of Motley Crue's back catalog. Just not always listening to the hits is what I mean by that, I guess, under tracks. And just in general, like a bunch of cock rock. I just remember listening to it this time. And that kind of lasted, I guess, until like 2014, I guess. So it was like from 2012 to like 2014. Like I just wasn't crazy obsessed with Kiss. Like I remember Monster came out, and I listened to it, but I didn't like fully care or like anything. I remember I listened to it on Spotify, and I only had a Long Way Down like saved on my Spotify, and so that just hit, and then I remember Walmart started because I don't even know if I had a Kiss shirt at this time. I think like the one or two that I had got lost somewhere, or my friend had them. And I remember Walmart got these tie-dye Love Gun shirts in. I don't know why. And they also got like the Gene Simmons sticking his tongue out, like a Psycho Circus era photo. They also got that. And I just remember like, I was like, oh my gosh, I can finally get a Kiss shirt cheap. And like, I just got that shirt, and it was just like that, man. I was instantly addicted to him again. I instantly started listening to Love Gun. I was just like, this. I remembered why I loved him so much, and then that's kind of, I guess, like the very start of my Kiss collecting, like how it is now. Because whenever I would get like Kiss stuff, I would keep it for a little bit, and then my friend's room was just solely dedicated to Kiss. So I was like, all right, I'll give it to him. Like I even gave him like my freaking Kiss toothbrush. I think they were called Tooth Tunes. I got it around the time, I guess mid 2007. I got it from Walmart, and that was like that or the guitar strings was definitely one of my first pieces of Kiss merchandise. So I even had that at his house in his Kiss room. My freaking used toothbrush. But whenever I got the Love Gun thing, or the shirt from Walmart, I was like, okay, well, I want some Kiss stuff in my room just to show my love for the band. Because, like, even in college, like, people knew, like, I was obsessed with Kiss, but it was so weird because I just didn't listen to them. Because I remember my friends, I was like, me and one of my good friends in college were co-presidents of music club there, and like I remember he got me a Paul Stanley, like the first McFarlane figures for one of the Christmases, because he just knew that Paul was my favorite, and Kiss was my favorite band. But like we just like I just never fully talked about it. Whenever I think about that time period, I just don't know why. Because even like my girlfriend, who like I wasn't even like listening to Kiss when we first started dating, she got me like this Gene Simmons like postcard thing. It was so weird. So I never like fully quit with Kiss because I guess I just obviously talked about him all the time. I just don't remember listening to him that much during that time until I got that Love Gun shirt, and then it was just like full on. So whenever I first started collecting, there was like nothing local hardly, and there's this comic shop below my house that had the McFarlane Psycho Circus toys that like come with the villains from the comic. And I remember getting those, and those were like my first pieces of Kiss merchandise in my room. And then I had bought one of the magazines from like the mid to late 90s that had like some cool old posters. Like it has Ace playing guitar, and he's like beside the cats that were on the old stage, and there was like a Gene in a volcano. And I'm still looking for that magazine because I want those posters back. But so I just remember like I started getting obsessed again, and then I was buying stuff regularly, and then I just started collecting like music stuff in general around that time too. And then like when my father passed, like I just like quit listening to him again for a little bit. And it was so bizarre. I don't know why I quit listening to them. I just didn't listen to music. I think I listened to like Metallica's Black Album for like 3 or 4 months straight. He passed in January 2016. Just for that period, that's all I listened to. And Alice Cooper's Trash, because those were the 2 cassettes in my car, and I should always listen to those. And now it's just like, I remember plain as day, like, I was sitting in my house, and like, of course I'd start listening to Kiss, and I, like, Rue 21, I don't know how far they go out. I know they're like a chain of clothing stores around here, and they have a website. They started getting Kiss shirts, and like, I just started buying them up all the time, and I was like, okay, it was a repeat of the Love Gun shirt, because like, I just became fully obsessed again. And I was just buying the shirts. Like, I just kept buying shirts. And I was like, okay, well, I want some old merchandise now. Because my friend just, like, never collected old Kiss merchandise for some reason. It's so weird. Like, he's just always been, like, I guess more reunion touring forward. But I guess that's just, like, the Kiss that he grew up with and stuff. And so he really loves that merchandise. And around this time, too, we had found this lady on like Facebook Marketplace, or maybe even Craigslist. She was selling Kiss stuff, and remember going to her house. She had a ton of stuff. It was like more reunion tour, and as they call it, Spencer's crap, which some of that stuff I love. But so like, I was surrounded by it. I was like, okay, this is awesome. Just seeing all of the merchandise. And it's like around that time afterwards, like, I wanted a set of the Mego dolls bad. Like, I'd always wanted those. I never got them. My friend never got them. And then, like, I just got them. I dropped like $300. I sold some like video game stuff to lighten the blow, and I got them. I got the skinny bodies. I got a set of 4, and I just like fell in love with them. And here I am. Half my room covered in Kiss crap, the other half covered in other music crap, and then still a corner for like my nerdy stuff. But since then, I've met some great people in this hobby, and I think that's what keeps it so fresh, is because like I've been involved with like different collectors markets, and there's always like an elitism there. And it's always, I have this. Oh, well, you're not a true collector because you don't have this. And I've never felt that in any of the interactions I've had with Kiss fans with this market. I mean, if somebody even shows, like, sometimes on Instagram, I just post the dumbest thing and people engage with it. And it's cool, man. It's just awesome. I love sharing the Kiss stuff and trying to talk about just different reasons why I own it or why I think it's cool and stuff. Because I'm not out to collect every single thing. That would be impossible, and I wouldn't have no room, and my wife would probably divorce me. She puts up with a lot, but she does have a limit. So, I guess to wrap up this podcast, this rambling, I don't even know if it's a podcast because we're not talking anything besides my shit, but definitely look into the Kiss Collections Facebook group. I'm going to post a link to it. And just get on there and share some stuff, man. And just talk about any item you want to. I usually try to do an item a day and then just share a brief little story with it. And I do that on Instagram too. The Instagram's growing pretty good too, so I appreciate that as well. I mean, that's awesome. I want to get this podcast to grow too. So if you have any feedback too, I mean, just comment and tell me what I could do better, what I could do wrong. My ultimate goal is to like talk to different collectors too. I mean, there's a ton of KISStory, but I feel like I'll run out of interesting topics at some point. But that's my definite goal, is to try to talk to other collectors and just have their stories shared and then kind of kept forever on the interweb. So that's it. Alright guys, well, I'm done rambling. I hope you enjoyed this. All like 20 of you that listen, it's awesome. Just a quick side note before I finish up, the Dada album review and like story explained and stuff was actually like my best performing video. I don't know if views wise, but like retention wise, it was like people watched like 90% of the video, which was awesome, or listened to it because it was a podcast. So that was awesome. I just wanted to thank everybody who listened to that and stuff. And if you're listening, just subscribe. You know, trying to get better, trying to do more. And definitely the views, the subscribers, the interactions, everything helps motivate me to try to do more. So just remember that that's it for this sweet bit.